Well, good morning. It is a dark day out, and we are digging around on this Creative Touch Fashion Machine 1036 again. Remember, I got these two motor mounts loose, and I was trying to get the belt off the bottom here to pop the motor out, but I'm not having any luck with that. No. I'm trying to find a way that this adjustment screw is retained, or this adjustment cam is retained. Oh, and it just slides out. Okay. Well, there we go. Give something an evening to think about it. And then got a better tool for this. There. I was trying to move that around and pull it out. Well, with that retainer out of the way and all that retention gone, I can finally pop this belt off. And there's a plug here. This must go up in for the light. So if I squeeze the tabs on either side and give it a little tug, that comes off. Alright, so there's the motor unit, and I loosened the set screw when I was trying to figure out what to do to get that belt off. So I'm gonna just snug that set screw back on there so that the pulley doesn't pop off. And then when we get back to our other when we get back to reassembling it, we'll check that belt position. And then that switch is the on-off high-low switch, and it's got an activator lever from the side of the machine. But with this out of the way, then, oh, and it's got weird rubbery plastic motor mounts that were supposed to be in there. And this is the one that disintegrated that this cam pin works on. So, I'm going to probably make a square slider for this cam pin to go in, so it's not hard on the plastic there. But that'll be an easy project. And now you can see inside, there's a viewing window here to inspect the brush area and commutator on the motor, so that's nice. Alright. Well, proof that you should take a little break and think about things if you're ever stumped, because this machine is a little different, but not super clever. Okay, now got a drive belt here. That is our cam stack driver. And is that our only motion to the top? That is. So, okay. Alright, so what happened, I think, is at some juncture this belt got slipped on this cam motion spot. So if I turn this over and look at it from the top, let's see. That's our zigzag spot. Yeah. But remember, our needle keeps moving after we've got our down position, and then we need to check our... The question is, that belt slipped a tooth or two when it was jammed at some point. Did that... Because that belt runs from up here down around that gear for the camshaft, and then also drives the hook and button. So when we lower this, okay, the hook seems to be on time, because you can see it go past the needle when the needle is down. So it only skipped a spot on this cam drive stack, which means we need to figure out which way, if the machine is going forward like this, we want that cam to be further ahead, so it's pushed the... Okay, so let's set that and that. Okay. So our machine rotates like this. This shaft is rotating forward toward us. This shaft in here is the one that we're going to try and get to move ahead a 1 or 2 I need a good way to... Alright. So this shaft is the one we want to rotate up. We're going to try it a tooth at a time. So there's a automatic... Is that an automatic tension? No. It's not an automatic tension. What is that? Okay, well, trying to figure out how to get a little release. Yeah, that's not a sprung tension pulley there. Why isn't that just sprung? Okay, well, let's see now. Oh, clearly there's a set screw on top that I can feel. Yup. I can now see more of how this cover fits, but I can't. Alright, there's a big screw here. Let's see if that big screw gets... Perhaps this one big screw Not feeling like this one big screw is enough to get the front cover to come off this machine. Well, holy cow. Maybe it is. Okay. It was enough to get the adjustment scale collar to pop off, and that's going to be easy. We'll just pop that back on. Was that one big screw enough? Is there... I'm peering here to see. Oh, there is a screw. Is that screw connected to this? Alright, let's try. I don't think that screw is connected. That's all moving. And what? Alright, well, I'm going to lift this knob off of here. So this knob should lift straight up. Doesn't it? I know it's a push down. Okay, pushing it down gets us a little more clearance. Okay. So I'm worried about this indicator. So I'm going to pop, there's two screws here, pop those screws out so that this indicator can move. And then we just have to remember to set that indicator properly when we get it back together. But that's an easy one. Since that front trim piece has the scale on it, we'll be able to put this in, stick the front trim on, and then tighten it up before we put the lid back on. Now, yeah. Okay, there's a C-clip retaining the bottom of this. So we're gonna try. Okay, yeah. C-clip is partially off, so we can work it gently the rest of the way. And now with that C-clip off the bottom of this knob, the knob slides straight up out. Yep, okay. So that C-clip retainer was the way to remove this knob. Okay. So that knob is out of the way. And that allows us to slide this cover forward. And why? What? Is there a secret screw behind the light fixture? It feels like there's something connected on this end. And I pulled the light down to look. Let's lay this on the back again. So there's a screw there, but it doesn't appear connected to anything. Okay. Oh, there it is. That screw. That's going to be our other screw holding the front plate on. So we got that loosened, and then we'll see if the front comes off now. Alright, here's the screw that was holding the front on there. It's got a spring on it. So there's a solid screw back here, and then the sprung shouldered screw holds the front on here. I'm trying to figure out how to get the light bulb. Oh. The plastic cover. Okay. Plastic cover for the light bulb is interfering, so we're gonna attempt. Yeah, okay. Alright, the light bulb's cover slides off the front of the light fixture. And now that it's out of the way, and we've got the two screws removed, this should slip off the front. Yep, and then it tilts to let that out. Beautiful. And now I have access to, that's the motor drive belt, this big screw to loosen that tensioner so that I can rotate this gear one notch on the belt. So let's see if we can make that happen. All right. or my screwdriver bit there is not the right size. That's not going to get in there. Okay. So we'll put this on there, and then get a wrench on this and see what we can do. Maybe look for an even fatter screwdriver bit. Okay, flat washer for under the screw. That way, when we put it in place here, it's going to have clamping without pushing that bracket forward. Now, we're going to just hold this in place and check our rotation. Our hook is still looks like it's on the right time, and we're not. Yeah, okay. I like that. I like that timing. So if you got one of these things, this is it Fashion whatever 10 something, and you have a timing issue, you're gonna have to get this front cover off and get at this main tooth belt, because that's the thing that's providing all of the timing for the entire mechanism. And like this one, at some juncture, somebody got it to skip a tooth. Now that we've got that back tightened down with a washer now so that it won't loosen as we tighten it, use our good size, just okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking that now. Much better motion on this. Okay. So we'll just tuck our belt in there for the motor. And you know what? Now, I'm debating whether to take my chances putting the cover back on the front before I put the motor in and test this. But I think I'm just going to reassemble it and take my chances. So let's close that, and then we've got this cover has to go in and under the tension assembly, and then it just slips. It's got to be lifted up just enough, there we go, to pop back on where it goes. Alright, and then there's this screw with the spring on it in the front end here. That goes in a hole here, and I'm going to put that on first because that screw has the shoulder with play on it, so that you can get it tightened to the shoulder, and then this other screw in here the case can move around to get on this screw. Alright, well, removing the motor was not necessary for this fix. But, don't have a service manual, didn't know how to get at this. It's kind of a weird machine compared to all the older machines I've worked on, so I'm not sorry that I took the motor out and learned how that works, but it was definitely not necessary. So, next we're going to have to make, or I'm going to make, something to fit on this pin here for the motor adjustment, because there was the sliding block here that it adjusted in. So I'm going to look and see what I have that I might be able to turn into a sliding block for this. And then we'll put this motor back together.